Now I have the Phantom Opera in my head. I don't know what's happening to me.
Are you getting a little more classical in your old age?
I think so. Classical, not classy.
Before we started the show, you were humming the tune to a Disney Bugs Bunny cartoon. And the
Which
only
I
way I
didn't know what
recognized
it.
it is because of Bugs Bunny.
I didn't know. I was like, "What is?" I was like, "That's nothing." He's like, it's Bugs Bunny." And then Frank literally played the clip for me, so he's an encyclopedic knowledge of
I
cartoon
friggin'
sound.
love Looney Tunes. Was the best cartoons.
All right, let's kick off this podcast. Trump and the Saudi golf tournament. We got to talk about that. Plus, Trumpy's wall is getting finished by Mr.
It's
Biden.
not getting finished.
Will Smith's babbling, almost 6-minute embarrassing apology that he announced publicly to everybody, which is trending #1 on YouTube right now. The House passes an assault weapon ban. This messed me up. This came from Frank. I'm not doing okay right now. George Jetson's birthday. I'll
This
explain
weekend.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Asshole. You know,
I don't know.
Don't tell people you've been in radio for 15 years. Seriously.
I don't know what you want to reveal and what you don't. Maybe we'll talk about that first.
What a dick.
You're a dick.
The Blondie trailer we got to talk about. Shakira's in trouble. The Choco Toco cancellation, not political. Hershey's is going to run out of candy by Halloween. The Islanders are buying lottery tickets.
Huh?
And finally, is a hot dog a sandwich?
You're a sandwich.
People are upset with President Trump. Can you believe it?
To color me surprised.
A lot of people are making a big deal out of this golf tournament, LIV. Have you heard of this? I feel like that TikToker on that podcast TikToker. Have you heard of the new controversy on the golf tournament? And the other guy goes, "No, I haven't. Can you explain it to me?"
It's a pretty good impression.
Fucking asshole. Can't stand it. Anyway, why can't people have normal conversations anymore, Frank? I just don't get it.
Don't know. Like we do.
Like we, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
By the way, I looked quickly and I thought you had Slimer behind you on the coat rack there, but it's just a green thing.
You don't even know what that is.
I wish it was Slimer. Anyway, LIV Golf tournament. So a bunch of Saudis are backing this golf tournament, and everybody's been criticizing this shit out of all the golfers that are going over there. In fact, Phil Mickelson was a big one because, like, years ago, he was like, boy, Saudi Arabia's fucked up and they don't treat women right and they harbor terrorists and all this junk. And then they were like, Phil will pay you like $244 million to come play golf with us like 4 times a year. And he was like, you know what? You guys aren't that bad. I'm going to come aboard and swing, hit some balls, And so then, everybody was on Phil's
tune pretty quick.
Yeah, everybody was on Phil's back because they were like, "What the fuck? And what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, out of here to play golf and finish out my day." I don't know, whatever the fuck he said. It was kind of crazy. And then fast forward to like yesterday, and President Trump not only decides to host the LIV Golf tournament at his golf course, but he participated in it as well. He hit some balls and was out there. I think he did okay. I don't know. I didn't read up on it too much on how he did exactly. But
I got 4 hole-in-ones. It was the best game of my life. Everybody's there. They could tell you about it. Excuse me.
But they asked him about the whole thing, and he was like, well, he's like, these Saudi guys, they invested a lot of American companies. Very patriotic, very for America.
Very patriot. The Saudis are patriotic to America. To them, I think patriotism is when you're a fan of your own country, right?
Well, I don't know. Everything seems to be blurry these days.
I don't know what's going on.
It doesn't seem to be much of a definition for anything. If you have an opinion, you're right.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's basically what it comes down to. Which the interesting part, again, in a la Phil Mickelson, Trump, said that it was like when 9/11 happened back in 2016, Trump was, I think when he was campaigning, he was like, well, it was the Saudis. The Saudis did it. They were behind it all. So the Saudis are the problem back then when he was on Fox and Friends talking shit. But now that they're just throwing around a ton of money, everybody, well, they're not so bad. By the way, Charles Barkley was there, and so was Caitlyn Jenner.
What? I mean, I don't understand. Like, he said, I guess typical politician. You throw money at him, he's gonna forget. Was 9/11 really that bad? Come on.
Well, you're not wrong, but typical person, I feel like, because I mean, what's Phil Mickelson's excuse?
I agree.
It seems like and it's the same thing with like the NBA and China. China does some pretty horrific things to some people out there. They got all their shit going on in Hong Kong and what is that other one? Taiwan and all. They're causing some issues over there. And one person says something bad about China in the NBA, and everybody's like, "Yeah, that guy's right." And then China's like, "All right, well, we just won't sell your merch and bullshit over here." And then everybody's like, "Boy, that guy was really wrong." And then that guy got fucking fired. I think he was the Houston Rockets general manager or something. He fucking got shown the door because money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah. Plus, they asked him, straightforward about 9/11 and everything. He goes, "Nobody's gotten to the bottom." This is a quote from Trump. "Nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11, unfortunately." It's like, and he goes, "And they should have, as to the maniacs that did that horrible thing to our city, to the country, to the world." Well, you were in office for 4 years. You could have gotten to the bottom of something, but no, they should have. He blames everybody but himself. It's everybody else's fault but his. Nothing.
I love, and he's repeating a lot too. He goes, he went up to the ESPN guys, and they were like, "Hey, what's the deal? This is being bankrolled by Saudi Arabia, blah blah blah, so on and so forth." And he's like, "I've known these people for a long time. They've been friends of mine for a long time, and I know them for a long time." Like he just like changes his inflection, but says the same shit.
Well, I think that's his. He's been doing that since the beginning. I think that's his tactic of he keeps talking without really saying anything, just so he keeps the focus. So in other words, he'll just keep talking even though he doesn't say much, but it'll keep attention on himself. So you don't have to. So and it's all coming to him.
Here, wait, hold on. He's hitting some.
Well, I've known these people for a long time. Saudi Arabia, they've been friends of mine for a long time. They've invested in many American companies. They own big percentages of many, many American companies. And frankly, what they're doing for golf is so great. What they're doing for the players is so great. The salaries are going to go way up. The PGA was not loved by a lot of the players, as you know, for a long time. Now they have an alternative, and nobody...
Like, it's just, he repeats everything twice.
Yeah.
Like, the players are going to love it. People are going to love it. The PGA's not doing anything.
Because it doesn't leave room for anybody to throw anything else in. That's the mindset, I think. If you keep talking, nobody can throw in another fact. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and then he goes into the like well, they've invested in American companies and the salaries are going to go up. Like he goes into that like, well, it's good, it's free market stuff, and it's just like, just nothing is real anymore. Like there's just no, By the way, Miss Justice really nailed this.
What?
And I'm not hating here. By the way, I think I've been pretty fair to this guy. I mean, way more fair than Frank has been.
Fair? You want me to be fair to him?
I'm just saying I've been fair.
Fuck that asshole.
I'm saying I've been pretty fair to him.
I'll be fair. I've been fair. I feel like to a guy that, tried to overthrow our government, I'm as fair as I could be. That's all I'm going to say.
Now I can't. Oh, here we go. She goes, Miss Justice says he looks like he gained weight. Can I tell you, he looked like absolute shit. Like, I saw him and I got concerned. I was like, there's something is not right. He looked terrible. He was, I didn't think he gained a lot of weight, but in his face, he looked awful. Okay, so when you get those, like, you see those pictures on the bottom of websites and they look like trash, and they're like doctored up to make people look worse.
Of course.
It's like an easy Photoshop thing to do. So that was the first picture I saw, and I was like, man, this is stupid, whatever. And then I looked at like 4 other pictures just over the course of the day today, and they all looked exactly the same. And I was like, oh wow, and then I looked at the video and I'm like, he really didn't look good. I mean, it must have been really hot. And he must have been sweating and shit, but he looked
That could
terrible.
be it. He could, but he looked drawn and like he forgot his orange makeup.
He just looked bad.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking fantastically. People know. People tell me.
Yeah. People tell me I look great all the time. It's hot outside. You know, what can I say? Athletes. I'm an athlete. It's wet. That's what it is.
It's a little hot. It's not global warming, though, like the libs want you to believe. That's not true. Don't believe it. Don't buy it. Unless the Saudis want to say it's global warming, and then we'll take a look at it.
If the Saudis give me $2 million, it might be global warming.
Yeah, then we'll see what it is. We'll see what's going on there. So that's Trump holding the LIV Golf program. Boy, by the way, the liberal media was playing this up big time. All the fucking the victims of the 9/11 families, they were like all over this shit. They were all over. They were like, this guy is fucked up.
I love how it's America first. You know, he's all America first, but he's funding or not. I don't know if he's funding anything, but he's promoting. Why don't I promote the? You know, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying.
Well, they did invest in a lot of American companies, and that's very American.
Well, look at the back of their T-shirts. You know, when they start saying "Made in America," right?
But what's one little terrorist thing versus like a lot of companies for a long time?
I've known them forever. I've known them a long time.
A long time. A lot of companies for a long time.
Yep.
What up, TD Freelancer, Bird, Miss Justice,
love you
Paul,
guys,
Maureen, Jeremy, everybody in the live chat joining us. How's everybody doing? Robin, Scott was the first one in. Welcome, everybody.
For being here. You guys rock.
Speaking of nothing is real, Biden is finishing Trump's wall. We'll get to that after Jumpstart Coffee Company.
No, he's not.
This, by the way, the only genuine thing left in the world is an inch away from Frank's face right now, and
it's on my face.
It's Jumpstart Coffee Company. They are the only ones that are true. 50% of what they make goes over to the Navy SEAL Foundation, so they're helping those that help provide us with our freedoms. No contradictions here. By the way, I looked into their portfolio. Nobody from Saudi Arabia is invested in the Jumpstart Coffee Company. Nobody.
That's good. Well, not saying Saudi Arabia. I don't think we're. I mean, Saudi Arabians themselves, citizens, are not bad people. You know, we're not saying.
I'm not ready to comment on that.
If you know Saudi Arabians in your neighborhood, they're good people. I'm sure.
I don't know Saudi Arabians. No.
Me neither. I don't think.
Frank and I don't know if you were there. Frank and I used to go to school. Yeah, you were there with a kid from Lebanon. Were you?
I missed him by a year. I know.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. We had a kid in school with us. He was from Lebanon, and he was leaving. And I just remember, like, he's like, we were like, you know, like the class, like, told us in class, like, yeah, hey, Amir's leaving, and we were like, oh man, like, where are you going? And he's like, Lebanon, and we were like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, it's like where my people are from. And I just remember thinking, I don't get it, man. I don't know where that is.
Yeah. And then they like, how old were you? It was like you were in grammar school,
3rd grade, maybe 2nd grade. And they were like, they like broke out a map and they like showed us where it was. And I remember thinking, this means nothing to me. I don't get it. And then I was like, why are you going back? It's like, my dad's a doctor, and like, I don't know, there was something going on. There was a war or conflict or something. And like, you know, like everybody's got to go back. And I just remember in the 2nd grade thinking, that's really dumb. Like, if they're having a war over there,
why take your kid to that war?
Yeah. I don't think you want to go back there.
I'm sure there was some reason we weren't aware of, but yeah, that seems weird.
No, I think
if you're a doctor, I get it.
No. I think I had more logic as a 2nd grader than his father did, to be totally honest with you.
That could be.
I mean, I just remember thinking, like, why are you going to go back there? Still to this day, I will every now and then think of that guy and go, I wonder what he's doing, or if he made it, or like what's happening with him.
I have no idea. I don't think I knew him. I knew of him. Maybe I saw him once or twice, but I don't really remember him.
Can I tell you something? Golden era of that class. Then after that, we got a new kid in. It all went downhill.
Damn right.
All went straight downhill.
Hey, I improved that class by leaps and bounds.
Not according to the rest of the class, but anyway, Jumpstart Coffee Company. We love them. They make the best coffee. I like it in my little AOA mug right there. Grab some. Frank's got the dark roast blend that I think he sleeps with it at night.
It's a nice, for nothing else. If you're not a coffee drinker,
yeah,
it makes a nice pillow.
Just listen to that luxurious packaging.
That's a nice airtight.
Yeah,
airtight.
So good. So good. By the way, they're getting 5 stars like crazy. I just retweeted another 5-star review that they got. Nobody ever says a bad. One person was kind of like, "Oh, it's okay." And that was it. That was the worst review I've ever seen Jumpstart Coffee Company get. Everybody else is giving it 5 stars. It's amazing. It's 100%. I've known them for a long time. Okay, and frankly, they're amazing. So
they're not hosting any golf tournaments that I know of.
Link in the description below. Order up now. Use that promo code AOA15 to save 15%. Biden, or as I like to call him, President Hypocrite, Frank, to be totally honest with you.
Here we go. So see, this is what I find weird. You don't say that stuff about Trump, just like Janine, just like J Sabs. Whenever something comes out about Biden, it's the jokes are always a hypocrite, blah, 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 right? Maybe they have Trump's right, blah, blah, blah. But whenever it's a Trump thing, it's why are you attacking Trump?
What are you talking about? I just called the guy a hypocrite for hosting an event from Saudi Arabia.
No, you didn't.
Simultaneously in 2016 blaming the Saudis for fucking 9/11.
You didn't say the word hypocrite.
I might have said this fucking guy instead of hypocrite, but that's essentially the same thing.
But whenever I attack Trump, it's here we go.
Well, it's unfounded.
Oh.
It's liberal bias when you do it.
Okay. I guess so.
Gary, I'm glad you asked that question in the live chat. Let's put that up on the screen for everybody. Let's put this to rest. My shirt does not say goat, it says coats. And it is an exact drawing replica of the very sign behind Frankie C. If you see this down here, look at my left boobie. Hold on, wait.
Don't encourage people to look at your boobie.
Signed by Frankie C. This is an authentic original drawing that we threw on a shirt. And it's in the merch store right now. You can go to shopanthonyonair.com to get that. Can I just tell you something? I don't know who makes these shirts. And we probably should know that. My ear thing's all connected, so I can't.
Oh, my thing fell.
I can't take a look and see. But this is the most comfortable shirt I've ever fucking worn. The merch, no bullshit. I don't know how yours came out because I haven't tried the short sleeve. But the merch in our store,
it's very comfortable.
It's really comfortable, isn't it?
It is. It's I don't know what kind of. I mean, I feel like it's fabric you'd see in any shirt for the most part, but for some reason, it's softer. It's really put together well.
All right, Bird says I'd get the microphone tatted. Is that our microphone logo? Because Bird, if you do that, I have good news for you. You're gonna get free Subway sandwiches for life. I'm
not promising that.
Well, somebody's gonna have to pay for it, Frank.
That'll go this way.
All right. The Biden administration authorized the completion of the Trump-funded U.S.-Mexico border wall in an open area of southern Arizona near Yuma.
It's Frankie. What was it? Something from Yuma? From Vegas Vacation? Papa Giorgio from Yuma?
Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
But no, they are finishing gaps. There's like, if you look at whatever pictures I've seen of it, it was like 10-foot, 20-foot gaps in the wall that they're just tidying up, finishing, complete, which I think is bullshit. I think they shouldn't be putting it up.
Are you fucking for real? I like how you're defending this right away.
I'm not. I'm saying
they're not finishing the wall. They're finishing gaps.
They're completing open gaps. But they shouldn't even be doing that. That's what they're doing. They're not completing the wall. There's small gaps that they're filling in, like 3 gaps. They're not completing the wall. They're just filling gaps. I disagree with this 100%. I don't think they should be doing that. I think they should be tearing it down, if anything. But they say, from the White House, they say they're doing it so it's safer. So it's not bullshit. Well, they actually said that the $8 billion that was set aside for this wall was taken, which we knew this already. It was taken from the military, the U.S. military, and put towards the wall. they gave it back to the military. The Biden administration took that $8 billion and put it back where it came from. So that's what that is. Now, I disagree with completing the wall. Yes, it should be safer. If people are going to be walking through there, they should make it as safe as possible. But they should take, in my opinion, they should take down whatever was put up there. I know that probably costs more, but take down whatever was put up because it shouldn't even be there.
Why would you want to take it down? Why would you want to spend money on taking it down?
That's the thing. I'm just saying, if they're going to do anything, they should just take down the spots that are fucked up or whatever.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Okay.
Why would they take it down? It's fucking already there. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't know. All I'm saying is maybe they shouldn't take it down because it's already there. But I guess they're filling it in to be safer, so it's not some kind of hazard. I don't. But there's not that the gaps aren't that big. You look at all the conservative news, it's like he's finishing the wall. It's like no, he's filling in like 3 gaps that are there.
Now it's 3. It was 4.
Yeah, no, I said 3. I said 3. I did not say 4.
What are you gonna say next? They're tiny, eensy weensy gaps.
They're eensy and weensy. We know this for a fact. No, I'm telling you, if you look at all the spots that they in every picture. Look at them. Okay,
but why is he finished? Why is he doing it at all? Because it's going to be safer.
They said it's unsafe. I don't know how. Okay. I don't know why.
Wasn't that Trump's whole point? That's
no, not safe in terms of like the area where it is unsafe to cross, or to like it's not They said it's to save lives. It's not about immigration. It's about the area that it's built. I'm not really sure.
Whose lives are we saving if it's not about immigration?
No. It's not about
area. Is the very definition of immigration.
It's not about stopping immigration. It's about stopping. It's about not crossing in a gap that's unsafe. That's what.
Is it enhancing immigration?
Might be rerouting, or like if anybody's going to cross, maybe they'll go, a few 100 feet that way and cross somewhere else. I don't know, but that's what they said. That's if you wanted to play the press secretary's speech about it.
She's ridiculous. Like that one, I'm starting to get fed up with her. At least Psaki had some pizzazz to her. Psaki pizzazz, as I like to call it.
Pizzaski.
Hey, wait, hold on. Let me wipe my screen.
Yes. She said they're fixing. She says they're not finishing the wall.
Who is that guy, Sylvester?
Yeah. Fuckatash. They said we're not finishing the wall. We're fixing the mess of the previous administration.
Oh yeah, like that's not a fucking. That's
every administration says that.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break. They're finishing the fucking wall. I mean, what do you want me to
stop it? The wall's not finished. There's plenty of border without wall. They only did a certain amount. Trump. He says in one of his previous rallies. He said we finished the wall. He said they finished it in one of his rallies. So whenever Republicans say, all this, what's the problem with the border? We have a border crisis. Well, talk to Trump. He says he finished the wall, and that should have solved it, no? So if that's true...
He would have finished it if the Democrats didn't get in the way, to be totally honest.
Yeah, to take funding out of the military. We're going to get Mexico to pay for a wall. Bullshit.
My favorite...
Let me take $8 billion out of the military.
You know what I miss? I miss what he used to go, and nobody ever reports this. We're going to put a big, beautiful door. We're going to put a big, beautiful door right in the middle. That was my favorite. Where's the middle, by the way?
Yeah, the middle is
that like Tijuana, where everybody's coming. Like, where's the fucking
the door? The thing. Do you ever see the wall? It's just metal, like I don't know what I guess diamond shaped like pipes.
Yeah.
Put a gate. I guess would be a better definition, but it hasn't worked anyway. People go right through that wall. There's been breaches of that wall. Throughout it's not working. Wherever there is a wall, people have been coming through it.
So you're saying if they were to fill in the gaps of this wall, perhaps it would work?
No, what I'm saying is right now where the wall is incomplete, it's I guess hazardous.
It's going to be completed?
Not the whole wall though. The little piece of it is going to be filled in. The whole wall is, if they completed the whole wall, it'd be 2,000 plus miles. They didn't do anything near that.
I feel like
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm saying if people are crossing there, they probably want to make it as safe as possible. If people are going to be crossing there, they don't want people fucked up around this incomplete wall.
If you fill in the gaps of a wall in the desert and no Democrat is around to hear it, is it being completed?
No, because it's not. It's still not completed. The wall, to be completed, would have to go the entire border. This is a few feet of a few different gaps. That's it. It's not.
Can I say this? Because I will give President Trump the credit that he has he has an amazing ability. He has the gift of gab, does he not? And I would never assume to, like, Chris Rock has the gift of gab unless he's getting slapped in the face. A lot of people have a great turn of phrase. Trump's got a great turn of phrase. And I would never, ever suggest, or write something for somebody who has a great turn of phrase. But now is as great a time as ever for him to just send out a tweet that says, "Finish my wall, bitch." That would be the ultimate tweet or
too bad he can't tweet.
Truth Social tweet at this moment. If he was just like, "Yeah, finish my wall, bitch." That would be the best. In fact, I might make those shirts after this show. I might make a "Finish my wall."
Of course, you would.
Shirt.
Just tell everybody you're a closet Trump fan. Just get it over with. You'll feel better. You'll feel better afterwards. I'm
not gonna lie to you. I think we could pull in some coin for a "Finish my wall, bitch" shirt. I think there's some money to be made there. I really think there's some money to be made there.
Anything from money, eh?
Hey, I just had to. You don't even want to know what I had to spend to get this fucking thing to work again. So
yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. No, please don't even get me started. Don't even get me fucking started. And Amazon's driving me crazy. I wrote a part through Amazon. They were like, they sent me like a little message, and they're like, "I'm not gonna lie to you, we don't know where your thing is." That was literally the message I got.
It's honest. That's pretty good. Are they gonna send you a new thing?
Well, it got here on time, but they were like, they were basically like, remember what we said we'd have it to you in a day and a half? Well, here's the thing with that. It's in Baltimore somewhere. We don't know what the fuck it is.
You could drive to Baltimore.
Yeah, I know. Well, it got here. It was only like a day late at the end of the day and everything else. So it wasn't too bad, I guess.
All right, so it got there.
Yeah, it's all right. I gotta tell you something. I love your take on this. They're not finishing the wall. Are they technically building more wall? Will you agree that they're building more wall?
Yes, they're not finishing the wall. That's my point. Yeah, they're putting more pieces up, but to finish the wall, they'd have to run it along the whole border. That would be a finished wall. I don't know why they're adding. I don't think they should be adding more
to keep the Mexicans out.
No, that's not the safer. It's safer to make the area safer, so they're not going through unfinished metal bullshit.
Is that so they don't walk through? So they don't walk through a huge gaping hole of unfinished metal bullshit.
And apparently, it's like a dangerous part to pass through. Like I don't know about the structurally, but I think like there's
because there's Americans on the other side of it. That's the dangerous part.
Say anything just to contradict me and just to be a dick.
There's Americans with guns on the other side.
I can't stand you.
Don't go over there. There's fucking angry Republicans with guns.
All right. My bottom line is I'm against the wall 100%. It's stupid. If it were up to me,
that Biden is finishing.
No, only if it makes the conditions in that area safer, because they started building a wall there. There's incomplete areas, and if putting something there completes it and makes it safe, fine. If it's a few feet, 10 feet wide thing that they just have to fill in so it's not a hazard area, so people aren't getting hurt in that spot, fine. But I think the whole thing should be taken down. It should never have gone up in the first place. It's a waste of time and money. And if it were up to me, I think instead of a wall, every, I don't know, let's say it's exact. I know it's not exact, but let's say it's 2,000 miles, the border. Every 10 miles, you put up a building, and you make that an immigration building. They come, or every 5 miles, a small building that people can come to every 5 miles or so. Not a wall, but a center where people can come and be welcomed and seek asylum if they need to. Almost like a welcome center for America, or kind of like Ellis Island was. Just a small versions of that. People could come in, register for citizenship, seek asylum, do what they need to do, but there's no bullshit wall that, one, would cost billions of dollars of money that is unnecessary. Two, is a racist fucking lightning rod that doesn't need to happen. And three, the wall is just a fucking, all it was a talking point for him. And it was let's just get behind, I gotta build a wall. It was just a rally cry. And it was useless except to go, yeah, we got to keep other country out. Why? It was such bullshit when it started. And he just ran with it because it got a reaction. So I think it's bullshit. I don't.
All right. Well,
Miss Justice disagrees with me. I'd like to know why.
Because you're wrong. That's
About what? About what?
About everything you just said.
Everything I just said was wrong.
I don't know. I think you said at one point toll booths every 5 minutes, every 5
No,
feet.
I didn't say toll booths.
Or
I said
5 yards,
an immigration building where people could come, not 5 feet. I said 5 miles, 10 miles.
All right, well, listen to me. I want to say something right now. By what I'm about to do next, I'm not finishing the podcast hosting. I'm just finishing one part by adding Jay Sapsek.
I hate you.
This is not completing the whole podcast.
I don't even know why I come on this show.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, but I think
it took me 10 minutes to get on, and Frank was still talking shit about Trump. And I thought for sure it'd be over.
Yes, Miss Justice. All right, so okay, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Wait, 10 minutes to get on? How long is it going to take you to get off? Like 2 seconds?
It depends who's in the room.
So Miss Justice clarified why she disagrees with me. She said that would require more staffing, which would cost more money. Maybe. However, it would create more jobs, number one. And number two, it would be safer, and it would actually be effective rather than a waste of time boondoggle of a wall. It would actually do something, and it would be a welcomed area. Instead of a wall, you have people welcoming you instead of kicking you out. That's why it's different.
I feel very different about the subject because my father is an immigrant, so I won't even get into my.
Okay, you want more people like her father? Look at what happened when we let her father into this country.
I mean, plaid got invented.
Wait a minute, Miss Justice. I don't know why you would want to make it safer for them. For who?
Terrorists,
drug addicts. I don't know.
No, people crossing the border are not enemies. They're people. They're normal people that are just seeking a better life. They're not. It's not. We're not being invaded.
Yeah, fuck those people, Frank. Come on, America.
People have been crossing the border for decades.
Not me. I've been here for a while.
Maybe instead of putting up a useless wall, we could put up a building that welcomes them and makes them.
Are you giving out free blowjobs too?
If that's what the people want, I don't know.
Let me ask you this.
Sign me up then.
Is there
I'm part of the welcoming committee.
No, I mean, they're people, just, families, their kids, there's mothers, there's daughters. You have every 5 or 10.
Yeah, well, hold on. If that's true, there'd be like a census report. It'd be like, why are all these 65-year-old men coming into the country in this one certain area?
Right.
Okay, I shouldn't have interrupted Frank for that. That was terrible.
What the hell are you talking about?
No, it wasn't. I got the joke.
Because she likes to blow old guys. Go ahead, Frank.
What? Hi, Mom.
Wait a minute. Okay, so she said, that's what we do. So Miss Justice says, that's what we do in Canada. Let them in. Do you know how many weapons go across our border from the U.S.? So do you want to build a wall to block the U.S. out of Canada? Let me tell you something.
If anybody wants to build a southern wall, it's fucking Canada.
Yeah.
Okay?
And do you blame them?
I wouldn't blame you for that.
No.
But so no, that's what I'm saying. We'd have, if instead of a wall, you don't have along Canada. It's like, I don't know how. I don't know the numbers on how many immigration checkpoints there are along the border of Canada. I don't know that. But that's what I'm saying. There should be immigration checkpoints along the border of Mexico and United States that are like maybe 5 miles apart. So, you could, as people are trying to come over, they come to these locations. It's not a wall. They're not met with a wall after walking for hundreds of miles. They come to a building where people welcome them, take them in. Maybe there's a screening process. You come in, they have to welcome you in, and you're part of the
What's the screening process and the welcoming? What
well,
happens then?
well, Miss Justice says that they're letting guns. Maybe you have to go through like you go through an airport. You have to go through metal detectors and anybody, some regular things that you would have to. I don't know how the government screens immigration, however they do it, but you have a place like an asylum instead of a hand saying no, you can't come in. America used to be the place where people come from all different countries. We stopped that.
Then we all got here and we were like,
so we're finished.
People out.
We're here now, so we could shut it all down.
Should have fucking came early if you wanted to get in here at all. That's what I say. Can't get into a fucking concert after it's sold out, can you?
Nope.
Thank you. Kevin writes in, Frank, I would build a double wall just to piss you off. We're going to build a double wall. Frankly, there's going to be one wall behind another. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, just keep putting up walls. Why don't we put a dome over the United States so nothing? They can't even fly in. Nothing.
Don't talk with my emotions. I'd love a fucking dome right now. By the way, Brian had the best thing out of all. Let's put a gigantic glory hole up. That's what we should get a huge glory hole in the wall.
That's useful. Yeah. That at least does something.
Speaking of glory holes, I had such fun last night.
Okay. That's a left turn.
I don't have much time here.
Go ahead.
That's what she said. Oh my God, it sounds like I'm announcing my death to you guys. I don't have much time here. I just wanted to come in and say, hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Why don't you tell everybody what happened last night? There was a party last evening.
There was.
Well, let me just tell you something. I know I'm getting old when my whole day, and I don't even mean this sexually, my knees have been killing me from the way I danced last night.
That's what she said. Your knees from the way you danced.
I mean, I didn't even dance much.
Yeah, Frank, you danced a few times. It wasn't all night. You danced maybe.
It was all night.
Maybe 8 songs.
All right. Well, let me set the table since you two are having an inside conversation.
No, there was a party last night. Go ahead.
Was Frank's niece's sweet 16.
Right.
And everybody was invited except for me.
You were invited. You declined.
Well, was I?
Not really.
Yeah.
It was a pity invite.
You said, F you, I am not going to this party. It's an hour and a half drive from me. I don't have babysitters, and we're not coming.
It was an hour and a half drive from me, so go ahead.
That's not true. I said,
I get F you.
I said,
and your niece.
I said, I get the 16th candle. I close or I don't fucking show. And
there were no candles at this party. They did not do the everybody gets a candle thing. They didn't do that. It was
Frank,
party.
That happened after you left.
Oh, good.
You don't invite a big celebrity and then just sit him in the corner and don't give him a fucking candle to light.
Kind of glad you weren't there now.
Wow.
Kind of glad you weren't there.
No, I couldn't make it, but I do have questions. So anyway, it was a sweet 16, so there was obviously a lot of young people there. Was it a swinger party? There's a lot of questions coming in if it was a swinger party or not.
Definitely not.
It wasn't a swinger party.
It was my goddaughter, my niece, her friends, I guess from school and all her activities or whatever, and the other side of the party. Half the party was her friends. The other half was her family.
I just want to say this. One of the girls I grew up with, her daughter was at the party.
You are fucking old.
How old I felt.
You're ancient.
And we may or may not have sang WAP together. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I was very shocked when that song came on.
Really? Were you?
Yeah. I was like, are they? And then they went from that into Dancing Queen. Swear to God. They went from WAP right into Dancing Queen. I went, it's a leap, but I guess we're here now.
All right, well, I wasn't there, and I have some. Okay, let's get back to the swinger party. I stumbled across your niece's TikTok. I have some concerns. I'm seeing some things on there. I'm not so sure about. I actually almost blocked her because I was like, I don't think I can handle this.
What'd you say? I didn't look. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I haven't looked at her.
I hope it was. I'm sweating because hope it's not me. Oh, God.
No, it wasn't from last night. It was from a preview. It was like I think her first TikTok, I think, is with her boyfriend, and I was like, I just can't look at this. I couldn't.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, didn't care for that.
Was it not good? With what? What was it?
It just wasn't good. I'll let you find it on your own.
Oh, come on, I'm her uncle. I have to know.
I'm not here to blow up anybody's spot.
Damn it.
Okay, so there was so the party last night. I'm gonna just say this as an outside observer. Some of the older people that are in our little friend group embarrassed the shit out of themselves on that dance floor with all the young people.
Not me.
Agreed.
Well,
you a little bit. No, you shouldn't be bad. There was a friend of ours who, yeah. Did you saw the?
No, definitely Janine. No, by some people I meant all the people. I meant everybody who was dancing with the young kids. You think they wanted you old fucking farts?
Excuse me.
Knees out
That's
on the
why
dance floor?
I did not dance very much.
I think they had a great time, and these girls were loving that I knew every single word of their songs. They loved it. They loved it.
That's true. Well, I did overhear one girl say, "This old lady really knows all our beats." Crazy.
And then she said, "What time are you due back at the home?" It was you know what? We were sitting there at our table eating, talking, whatever, and I was like, "This is their party. They don't want us. You know, I'm not gonna get." I danced maybe a couple of dances. There was a slow dance in the beginning when my niece danced with her father, my brother, and then they asked everybody to join. So we all, everybody danced a little, and then there was a couple of fast dances. But then I was like, this isn't my thing. I'm not gonna. So it was a good party though. It was a lot of fun.
It's not your music. It's 100,000% my music. So there was no way that I was sitting down.
I enjoyed some of the music.
Your wife was funny. She goes, "You know these songs? How do you know these songs?" And I was like, "I don't know them."
I'm gonna be honest. There were a few songs. I was like, I don't know what. I Shazammed a couple of them. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, I never heard this song in my life. But there were a few that I was like, yeah, I know this one. I know that one. It was all modern for the most part. There was like 5 or 10% that was, every now and then, like when they brought the cake out, they'd play like, Dean Martin, or they played ABBA, or they played a little. You're now
disco. The old person at the party that recognizes this is from my time. And you put your dentures in.
I just said I recognized a lot of the new stuff, most of it, in fact. But there were like a handful of songs. I was like, I never heard this one. I didn't know what that was, and you could hear all the kids on the dance floor singing along with it. I was like, I couldn't give you one word.
Me too.
Okay, all of them, every song. There wasn't one song you didn't recognize. Everything.
A lot of them were songs like that are popular on TikTok too. That I just know.
All right, that makes sense.
I do like rap, and hip hop is one of my. That's mine. That's mine.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm not. Let me see if I. Yeah, one of the songs was "Only Young Money" by Young Money.
Okay. You sound so white.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm just reading it. By Young Money featuring Ludacris and Remy Ma.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard that song, and there was another. Oh, that was the only one I Shazammed. I Shazammed another one, but it was just a song I never heard. But that was the only one that I was confused about. I think someone actually special requested it, and I just didn't know that song. So,
okay,
that's all. But the food was great. Everybody seemed to have a good time. You didn't like the food?
It's not that I didn't like it. It's that the quality definitely went down from what it used to be.
I thought it was good. There was nothing there that I.
Anthony would have.
There was nothing there that I was like, I don't like this.
Did you ever
have baked mussels?
Yeah, my husband does.
No.
I never had them. They were good. Instead of baked clams, they had baked mussels.
Anthony had something to say. Go ahead.
I had heard, Frank, that you were giving a lot of dirty looks throughout the party. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Dirty looks?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like dirty, disapproving looks to people that were there just to have a good time and dance with younger people. I heard you were giving dirty looks.
I do not give dirty looks.
That's not true. You're denying it.
This is my dirty look. Why is there a photo of me giving a dirty look?
Why do you assume that there's a photo of you?
Because you said you were looking at fucking things from last night, and you said you heard I was giving dirty looks.
I wasn't looking at things. I said there's a rumor going around that you were just there giving miserable, like dirty old man, like did you vote for Trump looks?
No, I did not do that.
That's not true.
It's not true. I deny.
Okay. All right, I was just checking. I just gotta, as a journalist, I gotta check sources.
Okay. Let me see. How was that a dirty look? I was just looking at the camera.
You look like an unhappy person right there.
It's because he was looking right at me.
No, did you take that picture?
I can neither confirm or deny.
Wasn't a dirty look. I think you just caught me off guard or something. Either that or I was planning to I just wanted to give you a non-smiling picture. I had a good time, though.
Can I just say, that's a lovely tie. But the casino in Vegas called and they'd like their carpet back.
Oh.
Like, you should ever comment on anybody's fashion. Every time I see you live in person, it's either an Islanders anything or a Dave Matthews anything.
Crocs and socks, baby. By the way, I'm not here to embarrass anybody.
However.
But how many necks does this guy fucking have?
Oh. How about you not make fun of my cousin?
Oh, is that your cousin?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
All right.
Awkward.
Sorry. You dick.
Well, I apologize then. That's a lot of neckage. Yeah, that is a lot of neckage.
The fuck? Can I come on this show without being attacked like once?
By the way, Oceani thinks you looked hot. So there you go. How about that?
Thank you, Oceani. Appreciate that.
Somebody just said, do I attack Frank always? I'm not attacking Frank.
Yeah, you may not be like yelling and screaming, but the verbal abuse I take on this show is
well, I don't know about that.
Is unbelievable.
When you have a crazy take, there's gonna be some.
Name one take that I had that's crazy.
He's not finishing the wall.
He's not finishing the wall.
Oh my god.
That's a bit of a crazy
take. To finish the wall, he'd have to complete it end to end. It's not finished.
Seriously, how embarrassing?
He's adding to it.
Okay, how embarrassing was Janine last night? How bad was it?
Not very. Not embarrassing at all.
Did she accost any older men?
Oh yeah, that happened.
Because I saw a shot of your brother's father-in-law, and he was looking pretty sharp last night.
Let me just tell you something.
You were all over him.
All right, I may or may not have pulled him into the circle with all the kids with his tie, by his tie.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Misfit Mafia.
The whole episode has been a Frank hate fest. I mean, you came out blazing with a really crazy take. That was
you brought it up. I'm just telling you the facts. He didn't finish the wall. He's adding small pieces to it. I'll give you that. But he's not finishing the wall.
Okay.
Compared to the size of the actual wall, yeah, small pieces. If you look at every picture, it's like 10 feet wide gaps, maybe 20 foot wide gaps. That's a small piece compared to everything else.
Look at this. Now we got first Frank's hot. Now Janine's hot. This is why do you two get together, take a podcast photo?
It'd be too hot.
Frank. I asked Frank, and he was like, "No, thanks." And I was like,
"Did you turn her down for a photo?"
He did.
This is all lies, but like I've ever turned down a photo, never.
You know what he told me? Once you go dance slutty some more with those 16-year-old boys, and I was like,
"Yeah, okay. That's what I said. Sounds just like me."
That does sound like off air, Frank. Yeah, that sounds like off air, Frank.
Thank you, Susan.
You know what it was? All right, you know how I had like fun on that boat last year? The fun that I had on that boat?
That was pretty hard to do, but yeah, I remember.
I had even more fun last night, but I did not drink. Party. I did not drink as much. I slowed myself because I knew that what I had to do today. all the stuff I had to do. So I was like, I'm going to take it slow. But everybody's probably thinking I'm so drunk. But here I am with my knees hurting.
You were drunk out of your mind.
That sounds like something a drunk person says the day after they're really
drunk. You are. She wasn't drunk.
I barely got buzzed.
I don't think anybody. I mean, the people I know at the party, I don't think anybody was drunk. People were drinking, but there was nobody there that was out of control, crazy drunk or anything.
Next time.
It's true. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it, guys.
We got 2 more minutes because I'm about to pass out.
Well, what else for the party? That's it. Nothing else to report. Nobody would embarrass themselves.
Not that I'm aware of. I didn't see.
I'll tell you what I'm surprised with. Nobody split pants. That's pretty amazing. The fact that nobody had split pants with some of the moves I was seeing.
I know. That's what I actually said to that guy's wife. You're gonna have to be sewing some pants tomorrow, and she started hysterical laughing.
There's everybody kept it together. I'm trying to think.
No kids were caught drinking in the bathroom?
No.
That I'm aware of.
I mean, a certain someone's wife, when her name starts with an R, caught me and her husband someplace. I mean, what?
Oh, that's the older gentleman.
Yeah. He was looking like he was like a 9.5 last night.
Oh my God, Janine.
Sorry. Oh, for real? Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
He had his cologne on. Did he put his pinky ring on?
Oh yeah.
You know it's a fucking
how I know?
event when there's a pinky ring on.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not going to tell you how I know.
Oh gosh.
God, I can't.
You found it in your pants this morning? Is that how you know? Disgusting.
Thank you, Sinead.
Just disgusting.
You know what's funny? I could tell he does get nervous around me. Like he gets like, oh God, what is she gonna do now? What is she gonna do now?
Because he's trying to, I don't know, be faithful to his wife.
Yeah, my father gets nervous around you too. You make old men nervous.
I guess I do, but I wonder how many times him and his wife had sex from last night until today. What do you think? What's your guess?
What's the over-under on that? Oh, they got home probably around after midnight. To right now, like a 24-hour period, I'd say at least twice.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
They definitely fuck more than like our age generation fucks.
1000%.
Sure.
More than anybody would know.
What do you think the average 30 to 40-year-old, how many times a week do you think they're having sex?
The average 30 to 40?
Yeah, people our age. Like, what do you think is the average married? Like, what do you think the average, how many times a week?
Right. An average overall once or twice a week? 3 times maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, twice.
Mm-hmm. Those two are like
doing
4
it
to
3
5.
times. What'd you say?
They're 4 to 5, at least.
100%.
A day.
100%. I think if you're doing it 3 times a week and you have kids, like you're in great shape.
That's pretty good.
You're in phenomenal shape.
Way to go, J Sabs.
I'd love an estimate from the audience. I want to know if the people are we all on the same page here?
Well, I'm gonna head out now.
Freaking bird goes 0.7.
0.7.
Wait, let me see.
I love it.
Did I need you for anything else? Let me think about this.
This is going to be insulting, no matter what the answer is.
No, I don't think so.
See? That's insulting.
Wait, here. Let's do this before you go, J Sabs. Oh, wait. You're leaving. You're going away. 6 days?
Yep.
I'm not going to see you for a while.
Excited? You're packed? You got your passport?
Checked in.
You checked in?
Yep. Checked in as soon as I could this morning. 24 hours before.
Holy shit. Your flight got canceled, I heard.
And you'd be surprised. You're going to be surprised about this. Frank, you're going to probably fall off your chair, maybe have a heart attack. I plan to wear my mask, a mask, in the airport tomorrow and on the flight.
What?
Well, you're supposed to wear it on the flight, right? You have to.
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to anymore? I haven't been on a plane.
Yeah.
No more. Okay. So why?
Because I don't want to get any type of sickness.
Liberal pussy. Because she's a huge liberal. Because she's full of shit.
Yep.
And all this. I'm not getting vaccinated and masks are bullshit. Now, look. You see what I said?
Yeah, I thought masks didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Now, all of a sudden, got to put a mask on. Don't want to get sick.
I'm definitely gonna wear it underneath my nose. But okay, I did my part.
Then don't even do anything. Why
Is it a
do
Biden mask? Is it a I'm with her mask? Be honest.
All right.
Ooh, that's a good mask.
It probably
No.
is.
Um,
I want a picture of you tomorrow, all masked up.
Can you do the show live from wherever you're going?
I would love that. Why don't you do a members only video? Give us a little members only check in at some point.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
With your
I do a few
mask. Let us know how the Democratic National Convention is going. Is that where you're going?
Just me.
Yeah.
You think? But here's the thing: I don't want people to see me wearing, like people that I know, to see me wearing the mask, because then they're gonna think differently of me.
What do you
I
think
bet
they'll think of you?
That I'm a
That
huge
she's
pussy.
vaccinated.
Yeah, that too.
So people who wear masks are pussies?
Yep. And I'm also gonna write on my mask, "Not vaccinated."
It's nice.
Are you gonna leave it on the pilot's windshield? Okay, let me just say this. The more people I talk to and tell them about how I got sick in Virginia, can I tell you 8 people now, 9 people maybe? They all go like this. Oh, you had COVID again. They all say this thing that it feels like you have food poisoning. They say that's somebody said it here. Somebody in the audience said it to me, and I go, that's fucking crazy. And now everybody I tell that story to, they go, oh, you had the new COVID.
Really?
What's the new that's the symptom of the new COVID, is like a food poisoning thing?
It's diarrhea COVID. Yeah.
Oh boy. What is it? Is there a name for this new COVID?
Diarrhea COVID.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
COVID 19 times on a toilet in an hour. That's the new name.
Ew.
That's not as catchy as COVID.
All right, J Subs, we're gonna let you go. Answer this question: is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, and I don't even know who would say that. Probably liberals. Goodbye.
Jeez.
Have a
So
good
you.
trip. Have a good trip. We'll talk to you tomorrow from the airport when your flight's delayed for 7 hours.
Right.
you.
Have fun. All right, there she goes.
All right, Frankie C. We got to move through the show here now. Will Smith's babbling apology.
I don't think it was babbling, was it? Rambling, maybe. I mean, it was a bit. He answered a couple of questions that I think we all kind of wanted to know the answer to, which was good, I thought.
He didn't answer my question.
What was your question?
How gay are you? And now in all your life. That's the one I want that answered. Or not. Maybe let me rephrase that. When are you coming out of the closet? Because I thought it was this episode. I thought this was going to be the one where he's like, oh, this is years and years of anger from being a closeted homosexual. That's basically what I was hoping he would say.
Could be, but hey,
that's the only way he's going to be happy. You know what I'm saying?
That's his own timetable. It's not for you to pressure out of him.
100%. There's only 2 things that's going to make that man happy. Being gay with a person and getting the fuck away from that devil of a wife he has. That is the only 2 ways.
Well, speaking to that, he actually answered the question was posed to him. Did Jada make you do that or have any influence on you slapping Chris Rock? And he said, no, she had nothing to do with it. It was my own, because, famously there's no real shot of the moment right before Will Smith gets up and goes onto the stage. We all want to see if maybe Jada said something to him, but he says no. There's an angle, but we can't really see. It's like from behind them, like by, I don't know, a few dozen feet away. You can't really get a good shot, but yeah. So he said Jada had nothing to do with it. It was my own anger, my own problem. I did it all. She had nothing to do with it. So
By the way, you just pointed out what I thought was the worst part of the whole thing. That was the worst part. I want to play you a clip. I'm going to play a part of that. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm gonna say sorry to my kids and
like, are you fucking kidding me? He apologized to his shitty fucking wife during his public apology to Chris Rock. I mean, honestly, like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
He's apologizing to Chris Rock. He spent 5 minutes or however long it was apologizing to Chris Rock. He threw also an apology to Chris Rock's mother in there. He apologized to his wife and his kids. I mean, how many apologies are not, you know, I get it. It's a big thing, and until Chris Rock accepts the apologies, you know, this is what it is. This is what we have. And he said it himself that Chris is not ready to talk to him about it yet.
Yeah, nor should he be. He should let him die out on the fucking vine like he deserves. Well, he's the biggest piece of shit. First of all, one, I don't love this. You're trying to apologize to this guy. He doesn't want to fucking hear from you. And then you go on YouTube. This is like, you know, when people told me the first time I ever heard this, I thought it was crazy. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, this is so right. This is like when somebody cheats on somebody and then they confess. And I always thought, well, confessing is the right thing to do. You made a mistake. And then somebody said once, well, you're doing that for yourself. It's not about the other person. You're just doing it for yourself because you feel guilty. And that is 1,000,000,000% right. Like, this guy is doing the same fucking thing. Chris Rock doesn't benefit from this whatsoever. This is all for yourself and your fucking public image and your bullshit that you continue to be peddling out to the world.
I might agree with you, except that for the past couple of months since it happened, we were all waiting for Will Smith to apologize to Chris Rock. And then he does it, and now we're like, oh, just, you know, he doesn't want to hear from you. It's like, well, what do you want? You want him to apologize? You want him to not apologize?
I'm sorry. And I'm...
Why are you apologizing?
I'm taking a look. I want to apologize to Chris Rock, but I think this is bullshit. Paul agrees, BS apology, and I'm glad that people are kind of seeing it. And the fact that he doesn't see it is crazy to me. Like, again, it's all for his own vanity. And I feel like this is a fucking PR move because he doesn't apologize that night. He goes and does, you know, he parties the rest of the fucking night. He really, you know, in this video, he goes, oh, I didn't apologize that night because it was a whole blur. Was it a fucking blur when you were dancing to WAP on the fucking dance floor?
Like, usually that's a blur too.
At the club afterwards? Like, give me a break. And then he goes, and then, so I think that, like, somebody on his team is like, listen, let's let this calm down. If you say something now, it's going to look bad. Why don't we wait like 3 or 4 months and then we'll do like a sit down and we'll fucking, you know, do the whole... it's total bullshit. This was the same thing. Like, remember, people criticized me, Frank, when, what was that fucking video? The Plandemic. Remember this video during the pandemic? Vaguely, and it was showing how Fauci, blah, 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 all this stuff. It's all uncovered, right? I watched 2 seconds of that video with the fucking dramatic music and the production value, and I turned it off right away because I go, this is bullshit and not fucking real. And I had the same feeling when I turned on this video when I saw, I'll tell you why. You go put on a video and you see a slow pan, you see that camera moving slowly on a subject and there's things in the foreground and he's in the background and it's this whole, you put fucking production value into this. That's not fucking genuine. It's not for Chris.
So what should he have done?
You.
What should he have done?
He should keep his mouth shut and do nothing until Chris Rock is ready to fucking sit down and talk with him. The first thing he should, and by the way, only after Chris gets to say whatever he wants to say and do whatever he wants to do, then he can come out and be like, I apologize to Chris. This is what went down. This is what happened. Then you can fucking talk. Until then, shut the fuck up, because he's probably trying to put together some deal that's caught up in this whole thing that he can't get done. And so he thinks, well, I'll just go on YouTube. I'll get my fucking $100,000 production team together to film this wonderful looking thing so everybody can see how serious I am and make my fucking apology in my home production studio where my wife films her show for fucking Facebook that nobody gives a shit to watch other than the people that fuck her behind my back.
Okay. Well, the other side of it, just playing devil's advocate here, is he wanted to come out and say, and because Chris Rock has been talking about it here and there a little bit. He talked about it a couple of times. He did an interview. He said, yeah, just recently, I feel like this past week, he He said
Did he
something
do? I
about
thought he made a joke on stage. I don't think he did an
right,
interview.
and he did that too. I don't know if it was an interview, but he said something like that shit hurt, and he
Yeah.
was like, he said something. I don't remember how long he talked about it, but it's something that hasn't gone away, and people remember it. And yeah, I'm sure that part of the apology is him trying to save his own. Will Smith is trying to save his own image. I get that. And could it be that some of it was sincere, that he felt bad? He was saying he said in the apology, I've been thinking about this, and he said, my actions were 100% wrong. It takes full blame, of course, as he should. He didn't even make how sometimes people make apologies and they go, well, he shouldn't have said that joke, but I do apologize. He didn't do that. He didn't backtrack. He didn't do any of that. So maybe, again, devil's advocate, was it bullshit? Could have been. But do you think there was a slight part of it that maybe he was trying to be sincere?
No.
You think it was 100% bull?
I think it's 100%. I think what he feels bad about now is he's not the darling of the ball anymore. Because if Will Smith wants to do something, like movies get greenlit, projects get fast tracked. If Will Smith waves his magic wand, it works. And now I think he's been staring down the barrel of 6 months or so, or whatever it's been, 3, 4 months, 5 months, and he can't get anything done, or people are distancing themselves from him, and it's starting to really hurt. And he's like, let me do this grand gesture. Because again, that's the failure of the moment. That's the failure of the guilty conscious. You're like, it's played out there all for you. It's all about you. You're answering questions. It's been a minute. I've been doing some hard thinking. Have you? Have you really been doing some hard thinking? Because if you were really doing hard thinking, you'd be like, I've been thinking about it, and I've been suppressing my sexuality my entire life. I'm gay. My wife cheats on me.
That has nothing to do.
I took it out on this poor comedian in a moment of pure rage, and I fucked up.
He said he fucked up. He said it was not. He said he was 100% wrong. He admits, He goes, my actions were wrong, and I take full responsibility and all that. People apologize. If he never apologized, would that
okay? But let me ask you a question. What does this public apology do for Chris Rock? Like, Chris Rock obviously has seen this by now. So I bet you 1,000 people sent it to him.
And the only thing it does.
What does he do? Now the pressure's on Chris to do something?
There's no pressure. Well, not that maybe there is, but that doesn't have to be. Like, it doesn't, if he doesn't say anything about it for the next 10 years, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be like, when's Chris Rock coming out with an answer? But I think if there is a good thing it does for Chris Rock, it at the very least says that Will Smith said he's sorry, he apologized, and he wants to open the lines of communication. That's the very least of it. If nothing else. Yeah, it could be 100% BS. I don't know. It could definitely be. Maybe I want it to be sincere, is what I'm probably sitting here going, I hope it's sincere. I want Will Smith and Chris Rock, to get past it. I don't know. Maybe I want, because me, I like when people mess up and they apologize for it. I want all apologies to be sincere, but you're right. A lot of the time it isn't, and they're just trying to save face. So that could be this. I don't know. It could very well be a BS apology, just to get his face back out there and show that he's he's been working on himself, that kind of thing. It could be him doing that.
It burns my ass even more too, because that guy doesn't need to work. He's going to survive and be just fine.
Sure.
So it's not like you're some of these people that screw these things up and get fired or whatever. We used to do this in radio all the time. They say something, they get fired. They got to make a living. They got a family to support, this or that.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's not in that position. So in this little jail time that he's having, you have to ride that out until it kind of makes itself, until it naturally just evolves. You doing anything to fast track it, spur it, change it, ruins it.
Well, let's say, for example, you punched me in the face. and you know you were 100% wrong, you shouldn't have done it, would you apologize to me?
Well, first of all, I don't think I would be wrong in that situation.
Probably
you
not.
definitely need a punch to the face.
That's fine. That's
But,
fine.
No,
but in
if
the
I
off
hit-
chance you're wrong.
Yeah, but I think you would be able to tell if I was. It's first of all, I would definitely be sincerely sorry if it ever came to that. I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where that happens.
Right.
But if it ever came to that and I did that, I would imagine that when I did apologize, it would be sincere. And I bet you would be able to. Okay, here's a prime example. I hit you in the face. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the more sincere apology? I call you up the next day or the day after that, and I go, "Holy shit, man, I fucked up. Like, I don't know what happened to this and that." Or we come on the show and I go, "I punched Frank in the face, and Frank, I want to publicly apologize to you now." Which one of those are you
definitely
going to find
the one-on-one call is definitely more. But didn't he say that he tried to reach out to Chris Rock's people and he's not ready?
Exactly the point. So then you're not ready. You're not out of jail yet until he is ready to deal with it. Because I got something else, some news for you too. This is a terribly embarrassing situation and a really bad one for Chris Rock. So it's gonna take this motherfucker time to work through all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like he's a comic that has been on stage quite a bit since this happened, and it took him this long to even crack a joke about it. And I think the reason why he hasn't is because he's still embarrassed by it, and he knows that self-evident, if he mentions it, it's national news, and that's exactly what happened when he mentioned it.
No, I agree. He should. You're right. He should have. Will Smith should have saved. Because he should have apologized immediately when he. And he addresses this in the apology. He should have said it when he apologized in his acceptance speech to everybody in the world except Chris Rock. He should have done it then. And he should have tried to immediately. I'm sorry. The whole thing should have been, like you said, he called me the next day and be like, "Listen, dude, I don't know what the hell that was. I'm sorry," etc. But yeah, the fact that maybe you're right. Maybe it was the guilt weighing on him. He's like, it's been months, and I haven't apologized to the guy. I have to get this off my chest. I have to apologize. But you're right. It's not. Maybe it. Because then everybody's gonna be like, it's been 2 years and you haven't apologized to him yet. If Chris Rock isn't ready to talk yet, fine. That's one thing. But imagine they interview Will Smith 2 years from now, and he never did this video, and he goes, "Well, why haven't you apologized to you haven't said a word about it?"
I think the thing to say there then is, well, I did something really stupid, and I didn't think making a public spectacle out of it further was the right thing to do. It was going to be a private thing between Chris and I, and that's what I've been waiting to do.
Yeah,
Again, you're in social jail, and not like social media cancellation. You did something really fucking stupid and not right, and you have all the means to live in social jail for a while, so you should do that.
No, I know you're right. It's one of those things where I would love for things to be solved immediately, but it's not on my timetable. It's not on Will Smith's timetable. It's now Chris Rock's timetable, and it has been from the beginning. So yeah, I, like everybody, I feel, is on Chris Rock's side. So whether he accepts this apology or not, who knows? But
I'll tell you what we should do. We should make Will Smith finish the wall on his own.
What?
He should have to build the rest of the wall for Biden on his own.
And we change his name to Wall Smith.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Breaking news just prior to the podcast here. The House of Representatives have passed an assault weapons ban, 217 to 213. 2 Republicans join all but 5 Democrats to move the bill to the Senate, where it is most likely not going to fail,
which is some bullshit. I'll never understand. If the NRA didn't exist and they weren't stuffing these guys' pockets, then there'd be no, this would be solved in a minute. Ban the fucking things already. They're doing they're doing way more harm than good. And for an average, I mean, we've said this countless times, for an average citizen to own a weapon like that, there's no need for it.
The two Republicans were Chris Jacobs from New York and Brian Fitzpatrick from Pennsylvania. The 5 Democrats were Kurt Schrader from Oregon, Vicente Gonzalez from Texas, pretty ballsy with everything that just went down in Texas, Jared Golden from Maine, and Ron Kind from Wisconsin.
Yep. I mean, I don't know why they would... I don't know what their motivation was for that. A lot of people were saying, I looked on Twitter on a lot of the Republican feeds that are like, a lot of the answers are Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment, shall not be infringed, shall not be infringed. I just have to tell everybody, when the Constitution was created, it didn't look like it does now. A lot of changes have been made to that document. A lot of things have been added and changed, and I feel like it's an ever-evolving document. I don't know if it'll ever be complete. So my opinion is the Second Amendment needs some serious updating. It's literally, I think, 1 sentence, maybe 2. I think it's 1.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd like to move it to the first. I'd like to move it up a position. Really give it some shine.
Why is that?
Just to get it just to be like, look how important this is. It's number 1 now, top in the charts.
Yeah, but it's a shitty amendment.
Or I go like this. It's number 2 in your amendments, but number 1 in your hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, gun control.
Okay.
That's how I'd introduce it.
Very good. I just think it's time. I mean, when it was created before the invention of the bullet, number 1. And it was created when they were using muskets and bullshit like that. Do you really think the Founding Fathers wanted every citizen? And even if they did, what makes them infallible? That's a no.
The Founding Fathers
weren't included.
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't want
Americans weren't included.
I agree. They didn't want every citizen to fucking have it. They didn't want to give every citizen the right to vote. They're like, look at these fucking idiots. They're farmers and they're dumbasses. They don't know what about.
Exactly. They didn't want women to vote. They didn't want African Americans to have equal say. I don't understand why people go, oh, but the Second Amendment's perfect. That we don't need to change anything. I mean, yeah, if you want a gun, you could have a gun. That makes you feel better. Have a gun. If you want to protect your home with a gun, great. But do you need the gun that explodes whatever target it hits? Do you need the most powerful freaking guns that they make? How many guns is it going to take to make you feel better? I mean, I feel like it's almost like a sickness, how someone they like a hoarder almost. They have all these things and one more thing to make me feel
Don't
secure.
talk about Janine like that when she's not here.
Right. But it feels like I need one more gun will do it. One more gun. I need this. What's it going to take? You have a handgun, you have a shotgun, you have this gun, that gun, this gun, but don't take my AR-15. Why? How is that gonna make you less secure?
Okay, I think Paul brings up a great point. Have you seen this video with the robot dog shooting the AR-15?
I have not.
Okay, do you remember the Boston Robotics little fucking 4-legged thing that was running around opening doors and shit?
Right.
They put a fucking gun on that thing, and they were out by a lake. Paul, if you could post it or somebody put it in the chat so everybody can see it. And they put it out. They put a fucking gun on the back of that thing, and it was just firing away. It was scary as shit. It was the second time I got scared watching stuff like that, Frank. The first time, I don't know if you remember this, but a bunch of years ago, somebody posted a video of a drone with a handgun on the back of it that somebody rigged up. And this drone would just like move in and boom, the drone would fire and the drone would like cock back on the fire, but it would level out and shoot again. I was like, holy shit, this is insanity.
As we evolve as a species, as we evolve technology, don't you think the laws governing our technology should evolve as well? This is a law that was
slow as fuck.
They do. And this was a law that was written a couple 100 years ago, and we've evolved by just miles and miles from then. And this law, I know Kevin in the chat is saying shall not infringe, shall not infringe. Why can't we infringe?
Well, maybe
because that says so.
We
can change that. Why can't we change that?
Maybe that's because we haven't all evolved. Have you seen Alabama? I mean,
I'm not going to condemn a whole state, but sure.
Yeah, that was, and also I'll tell you what, the others that when they taught the robots to fucking open the door, that was
scary shit
to me too.
That was scary.
Did you see the interview with Elon where he's talking? We didn't get to do it. We didn't get to talk about it. It got bumped. It was on the rundown, but it got bumped. Where Elon introduced a robot, like the Tesla robot that he's going to come out with. So he's doing this interview, and he goes, and the guy interviewing him goes, I think there should be like a local emergency shutdown valve or something, so that you could just turn these robots off and shit like that. And
if you can get to it in time.
Yeah, Elon looks at him and goes, "That's a really good idea." I was like, "Holy shit! That should be the first thing you write down on the blueprint plan to make a robot. Is we have to have the ability to shut."
That's
this
so
shit
scary.
Down. Yeah,
the guy looking to invent these things.
Yeah,
has to be told by some interviewer.
Some fucking.
You should have this very important life-saving feature. Oh, that's like. Oh my god.
Scary as shit. Oh, sorry, Miss Justice. I meant to click on your thing. Miss Justice just put the link on the live chat. If you guys are watching live on YouTube, it's over there. Sorry, Frank. I think we lost you there for a second.
All right, sorry, I froze there for a minute.
You want to hop out, hop back in?
Oh, I'm still freezing. Hold on. No, this will clear up in a second. Okay, I think we're good now.
All right, because you've been a little choppy like the whole episode.
You good?
I like it because it looks like a Peter Gabriel video, but
nice.
Yeah, why don't you hop out, hop back in?
No, I'm good now, I think. But all right.
Yeah, all right. There goes Frankie C. That looks like $1 million, by the way. I think he saved up all his energy from not dancing at his niece's party. That's what I think. Thank you, Miss Justice, for putting that thing in the chat. That's awesome. Yeah, the fucking robot's firing. But I'll tell you what, that drone thing fucked me up because it's like, how do you? There's the man. Oh, yeah, you're looking great now.
I look good. Look better.
Yeah, way better.
Oh, good.
I was just saying how the drone thing messed me up because, like, how do you? That's a tough. Like, if you want to shoot somebody with a fucking gun on a drone, that's gonna be harder to prove. You can fly that thing like 30 miles away.
Yeah, it'll be harder to prove, but who's operating the drone? That's who did it. Period.
That's a tough investigation. The cops couldn't figure out who got to Bob Saget. I don't think they're gonna figure out which drone the person belongs to.
That's a good point.
Mm.
But again, I think that the Second Amendment needs some serious updating. The fact that
anyway,
yeah.
Did you see Jon Stewart just kicking the ever-loving shit out of the Republicans for not supporting the veterans?
Unbelievable. Like I said, I don't know when they took away Roe v. Wade, I said I'm sorry, but most Republicans in power, the Republicans in power, do not have our best interest at heart as citizens. We do not.
Well, let me stop you there before. Let me get out what I have to do, and then I'll let you respond. So, I don't love to get involved in things like this because when it comes to Congress, these things can be incredibly difficult because, like you have a bill to do something, and then people attach 4,000 other things to it, and then before you know it, spending is out of control, or whatever it is, and then you're like, I have to vote again. Even people sometimes will believe in the thing. And then they go, I got to vote against it because what it turned out to be isn't what it started to be. And it isn't what the main title of the bill actually is. So that shit happens all the time. So that's why I don't love to weigh in on things like this because, again, things can get complicated. That being said, right, Jon Stewart called out the Republicans and he said, he basically was talking about the issue of discretionary spending versus mandatory spending, right? Meaning that we have to spend the money on this, or discretionary, it's to their discretion, right? So the Republicans shoot this bill down to take care of the veterans, the veteran healthcare bill. And Jon Stewart was there, so he went down, he made a whole big stink, and he goes, they just don't like this because it's mandatory spending. Meanwhile, here's this other bill, which was a war bill, where there was even more money in mandatory spending on we're not even in a wartime, and the Republicans voted for that. So I was like, interesting critique, nice move, Jon Stewart. That wasn't even the thing. Then Ted Cruz is at a fucking airport, and some TMZ guy is interviewing him, and he's asking him questions because Jon Stewart said this is bullshit. And then he responds to Jon Stewart, and he says, well, it's not just that, it's complicated. And he goes through all the talking points. He basically said it was the Democrats slipping in this spending that they wanted to do, and it wasn't right, and we shot it down, and he's all fucking proud. Now, I don't know if this is true, but according to Jon Stewart, supposedly the same exact bill went up in the Senate a couple of months ago. Not a word was changed, according to Jon Stewart. So if somebody finds this out to be bullshit, okay, fine, then it's bullshit. But he said the same exact bill went up before, not a word changed, and the Republicans were voting for it. So he's like, how is it okay 6 months ago, and now all of a sudden the Democrats are trying to pull a fast one? And I was like, I would love to hear his response to that, because if that is really true, what he's saying, these people are just being shitty for fucking shitty reasons' sake. Because it's true. We spend a lot of money.
For politics' sake.
A lot of money on a lot of different things. You're going to spend a lot of money equipping these people with tanks and guns and uniforms and all that stuff. And then when they come back home and they need a little help, now that money's not available anymore?
It's unbelievable. It's disgusting what they did.
And this is the same guy.
Because he said it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is the same guy who has to go to Washington every 3 or 4 years to shame those assholes into paying people for 9/11 related injuries. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, some people are lying. I'm sure some people are lying about it. But there was a lot of people that went down there and breathed in awful shit, digging bodies out of fucking rubble. Give them their money, and they're, by the way, you look at every NYPD and FDNY person who went down there, and fast forward 11 years later, they're all fucking dying of cancer, all of them. So, take care of these fucking people. Find a fucking way. With the amount of spending,
I don't care what you have to move around. Take care of them.
Right.
What's the problem? They're literal heroes. These are not people. Oh, it's a question. Are they here? These are the people who fight. There was I forget the man's name, a representative. He was on Jon Stewart's side. He's like, we have an all volunteer military, and it's hard. You don't really think about it too much, but that's absolutely correct.
True. Yeah.
But you don't really think about it. Everybody who's in the military is there because they wanted to go. And they do a service for our country, and then when they come back and they're sick, especially if they're sick because of the service that they did for our country, we're not going to take care of them. How do you justify that? There's zero justification for that. I don't care how much money it is. We need to take care of them. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no but this, but that. No, you take care of them, and that's the end of it. I don't understand what's so difficult about that. And they showed. Jon Stewart was saying the Republicans who voted against this, the 42 of them, all they wanted to do, they are for the war machine, but not for the. I forget the exact wording. I'm paraphrasing, but not for the warriors, not for the soldiers.
Yeah,
they'll fund the war machine because it puts money in their pocket, but they won't spend money on the actual soldiers after the aftermath of the whole thing.
I agree.
It's unbelievable. I don't. Like I said it during the Roe v. Wade when that fell. I said the Republican Party does not have. It's my opinion. that they do not have the country's best interest at heart. And they just keep proving it every day. Look at all the countless things that they've shot down simply because either it was Democrat-led or it's a mark for Biden. Like the insulin, capping insulin
I know,
costs.
but they all do that stuff. I'm not ready to say that. I'm not ready to go there because
What do you mean they all do that stuff?
I think sometimes you need conservative values to rein in spending. However, that being said, the Republicans have not had a great 6 months.
They've shot down literally. I have there's a list of them, but there's so many no-brainers in there.
I mean, look, I just don't think Republicans are bad people. I think we've got some bad leadership.
I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying. The leaders. I don't mean the Republican Party in power. I'm not saying the average Republican citizen. I'm saying the people in Congress, in the Senate, they're looking after themselves, it seems. I'm not saying the country of Republicans. I'm saying the Republican leaders seem to be on their own side and not working for the people. They're working for themselves. That's what it seems.
Kev, I can see your comments. I hope you can see your comments on the screen because I'm seeing your comments. People say that to me all the time on Facebook and in YouTube. They're like, "Oh, they're hiding my comments," but I see them. I'm not saying that Facebook and YouTube aren't doing that. I just don't know what it is. We're not doing it because I can see your comment.
We see you, Kevin.
That's how I was able to put it on the screen. By the way, I also just put up on the screen the link to the Jon Stewart video. It's 3 minutes. Everybody should really watch it. Again, if Jon Stewart's full of shit, somebody's going to come out with a video tomorrow proving that. So we'll see what that is then. But for now, it really looks like Jon Stewart has these guys. It's a shame because this guy would be an amazing leader. I really feel that way.
Yeah.
I think there's just a common sense thing to him that works so well. The other thing I want to say too is yesterday, before this video that I just put out, when all this stuff went down, he might have gone on CNN. I don't know. But you know what I thought was a great move? Motherfucker went on Newsmax.
Yes.
Jon Stewart went straight to Newsmax and he was like, this is the bullshit that the Republicans are proving. And he did it on that, whatever show it was. And that's like, this is what I blame politicians won't do this. Like, you won't find a Democrat going on Newsmax or a Republican going on CNN. And that's exactly where they need to be. Like, Jon Stewart didn't need to go on CNN. They fucking know that side of it. He needed to go on Newsmax and Fox and explain it to people, who are voting on that side.
Yeah, who are just watching Newsmax. You went there and Fox or whoever. People are just watching that, getting one side of the story. You're right. Jon Stewart went, and you know what? He's not in anybody's pocket that we know of. He's not a politician. He's a guy who's concerned. Well,
he is a Democrat though, but it's not like he's not one.
Yeah, no, of course, but he chose a side. Like he chose a fight, and his fight is veterans, and he's been doing this for a while. He's been championing healthcare for them for years now, and I'm sure if he was pulled in 100,
he's the only one. I haven't seen Seinfeld do dick. If we're gonna be totally honest.
Yeah, no, I hear you. There are comedians.
How about fucking give some money to the veterans, you prick?
Right. Now there are comedians and actors who are very political, and there are comedians and actors that won't go anywhere near it. And that's their choice. It's America. You don't have to. But it's sad when you put common sense things forward. There was a thing of there was a bill put forth to weed out white nationalists from the military, and the Republicans voted it down. Basically, are there Nazis in our military? If there are, they would be removed.
Well, there's Nazis in Ohio, right?
Yeah, but if you want them serving, I don't know. Are there Nazis?
Where were the Nazis in the Blues Brothers? Was it Idaho or Ohio?
No, Illinois.
Illinois. That's it. There you go. What a dick. I know it had an eye in it.
Yeah. But there was a bill put forth if they find out that there are white supremacists in our military, they would be removed. And that should have passed as a no-brainer. But no, the Republicans shot it down.
Yeah, but why do you have to pass that?
Contraception.
Isn't that just misconduct? Like, couldn't we just file that under misconduct?
I think it's a specific law. My right. You don't have to. You can't ask me that. I don't know. There was some way around it or whatever it is. I don't know. You could probably be. I think it's like a history thing. Like you could find out what they're about. I'm not sure, but that should have been a no-brainer. Contraception. People they're voting against actual contraception. I don't know the specifics of that, but there was a bill about banning contraception. They voted for it or something like that. But there's so many. I don't have them in my head. I'm sorry, I can't think of them. But there's like 6 or 7 of these things where they're just no-brainers. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you? Like I said, insulin, capping the cost of insulin at like $30. They voted it down. There was another one. I can't remember. There was a handful of them that are like, why aren't we doing this? And they just vote against it. And I think it's because it's either Democrat led or it would be a win for the Biden administration in his term. If he got it done, then because then they point, it was the gasoline prices. When gas has been going up, whatever. And then there was a bill to stop price gouging at the gas stations. They voted it down, and then the very same day, there were some Republicans on Twitter going, these gas prices are out of control. Bet you miss Trump now. And it's like, you just fucking voted it down to put a control on this stuff. You pieces of shit. You just stopped it.
I think that's pretty typical stuff, though. Both sides kind of do that kind of shit.
Point to the last time that was done. Point to it.
What?
Nobody can point to it.
You know what really got my goat? The judge, who was it, Alito? Is that his name, Alito?
Yeah, the Supreme Court judge. Justice? Yeah.
He turns around the other day and he goes, there's an attack on religion in this country. And because basically he was the guy, I think that was like spearheading Roe v. Wade. Mm-hmm. And he was the guy whose judgment like got, whatever.
It was his opinion that that was leaked.
Right. So he goes, there's an attack on religion in this country. And I read that and I go, this country was founded on attacking religion. Like, what are you fucking talking about? That's the least American thing anybody could ever say, is there's an attack on religion. That's the whole fucking point of this country.
The fact that a judge is bringing religion into the law is counter to productive to any judge. Like, that's the job of a judge, is to remove that.
Right.
Judge based on the law, not based on your religion. If they coincide, great, but the law is where the judge needs to focus.
I mean, when I read that, I go, we've just reached a new level of absurdity. A fucking Supreme Court justice going, people are attacking religion in this like, are you insane? It's part of the whole it's the whole
idea. The whole country was founded on separation of church and state. And the whole reason the whole reason we started that is because not everybody in this country practices the same religion. So your beliefs might not be the next guy's beliefs. So you can't bring that into the law. The law is its own separate thing.
It's absurd.
I don't get it. How that didn't...
Somebody on the staff has got to be like, hey, wait, hold on. You're going to put that out? Because why don't we rework this a little bit? Because that's fucking crazy talk. It's fucking crazy talk.
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, how a judge can say something like that and there be no, no follow up, no contempt of something. I don't know there should be some kind of reaction from either the fellow judges or the other bodies of the government, because we're all 3 bodies of government are equal power. What shouldn't one other body step in and say, hey, this is wrong, we have to fix this? They're all checks and balances is what I mean.
Sotomayor should have came out and pulled a My Cousin Visit, be like, everything that guy just said is bullshit.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Frank,
the whole thing of checks. Yeah, I know.
He sends me this thing that George Jetson's birthday. It's not even a birthday. That's not even true. George Jetson.
Yeah, that's his birthday.
is born this weekend.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's weird? It's not his birthday. It's his birthday.
Yeah, it's the day he's actually in cartoon.
Yeah.
In the cartoon world, that's his day he was born. He's born this coming Sunday, the 31st.
According to like Jetsons Wikipedia or whatever, which I don't know how they found. I mean, I'm sure it appeared in the show at some point, and that's how it made its way into this.
Yeah,
he was born on July 31st, 2022.
Yeah. So by the time George Jetson is a middle-aged guy, we should have flying cars and be living in the clouds, and our cars should fold up into suitcases.
Well, that's true. There's still hope for that because everybody's all disappointed. Like, oh, it's 2020 and we don't have fucking flying cars. This is bullshit. Technically, we still got time.
Yeah.
According to the Jetsons. But
according to the Jetsons. Not according to Back to the Future, though.
When I know
past that milestone.
Good point. Alternate universes, baby.
Right.
When you sent me this thing, I looked at it and I go, I've done nothing with my life. George Jetson's about to be born, and I've done nothing.
Yeah, somewhere out there, Mr. and Mrs. Jetson Mrs. Jetson will go into labor and give birth to George on Sunday.
That seems crazy. I'll tell you what, I don't know why nobody's doing the Jetsons origin story. Do you have to run? I feel like we're going long.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Somebody should do the George Jetson origin story.
Yeah, I would watch that. That would be a good new movie. Who would play him? Need a good George Jetson. Who would be a good George Jetson?
I don't know why, but okay. I have two off the bat. These are two different guys. John Hamm might be able to pull it off.
John Hamm.
But you know who would be really good? John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. John Krasinski I could see.
Yeah.
He'd be good. George Jetson.
That's a good one. I'm a genius. Try and beat John Krasinski.
That's tough. John Krasinski's a good one. Hey, if we're going, is what's his name too old? Michael from The Office.
That is a good one.
He'd be good.
Michael Scott.
Scott. But that'd be a good show. I'd watch that movie. You got Rosie the maid.
We should do a whole like everybody's doing remakes and shit like that. We should do a whole episode on what alternate stories we'd want to see, like the origin story of George Jetson, or
Did you ever hear the theory that the Flintstones actually takes place in the future?
No,
because it's a dystopian future. And there's a lot of the evidence to it. As I've just pointed out, there's a Christmas tree. What are they? If when did Christmas happen? It didn't happen in the time. There was no Christmas when there were cavemen. So this has to be the future. It's dystopian, and they brought dinosaurs back, a la Jurassic Park.
That'd be something else.
They have modern technology-ish stuff, washing machines, dishwashers, showers. But it's all rocks and dirt and stuff.
That's interesting. I'm gonna get drunk and think about that.
Do
all
that.
Right, rapid fire, Frankie C. The Blondie trailer is out. We talked about the day before it was coming out. It came out. Did you watch it?
I have not seen the trailer, but she looks good as
amazing
as Marilyn Monroe.
Amazing. It looks so good. Although it does make me sad because I have such a romantic view of like 1930s, 40s, 50s Hollywood. And they allude in this that like everybody just got molested. Like it was just a molest fest.
Oh God!
Fucking get on the thing, and obviously she had a very troubled life. So I don't love that part of it, but I think it's a true telling, and I'm really NC-17. I think it's going straight to Netflix, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Shakira's in trouble. There's a Spanish prosecutor that is asking for Shakira to serve an 8-year jail term for not paying taxes.
Yikes.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Imagine Shakira in jail for 8 years.
I'll say this. I don't think it was her hips that filed that tax form. So,
yeah, because they don't lie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Choco Toco was not canceled because of political reasons. I don't know who dreams up this bullshit now.
Did everybody think of that?
Yeah, there was a thing going online that it was a political thing that they killed the Choco Taco. As it turns out, Klondike, they're trying to keep up with production, which they say they've had a boost in demand. Good. And in order to make all their stuff that really sells, they had to kill the Choco Taco. So that's what happened with that.
Again, I don't think I've ever had a Choco Taco in my life.
I think this is bullshit. Hershey is warning that it won't be able to meet demand for Halloween candy.
How is that even possible?
How is that even possible? I think they're just trying to move some product earlier than usual, trying to get a boost in this quarter before
everybody stock up now.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit, and I'm not going for it.
All right.
The Islanders. It's very rare. You know, I love the Islanders, but I don't bring them up often. These fucking idiots went out and bought $50,000 worth of Mega Millions tickets, and then went like this.
The organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they go like this: if we win, we'll split it amongst all our season ticket holders. So if you want to get in on that, buy some season tickets today. I mean, honestly, the dumbest promotion for a hockey team I've ever fucking heard of.
When does that, all right, does this mean you had to have already been a season ticket? But if I do it now, am I in?
You could have gotten in on it today. Yeah, exactly. So they're trying to pump up sales with
That's actually, you never know.
No, it's dumb. I'll tell you why. If I want to get in on the Mega Millions, I could just spend $2 instead of spending, $4,000 on tickets.
Right. However, if the Islanders bought how many tickets? $50 million worth?
$50,000.
$50,000 worth? You're not going to buy that many tickets.
No, that's true.
They have a better chance.
That's true, but I do have to split it with a lot of Islander fans. So
that's true, but it's a lot.
Lastly, Frank, let's get out of here. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? Well, if you define a sandwich as stuff in between two pieces of bread, I'm going to say no, because the bun is technically one piece of bread.
I define a sandwich by meat in bread.
Meat in bread. Even,
by the way, meat. Fuck you vegetarians and your horse shit. I'll take the veggie sandwich. Go fuck
You can't have a cheese sandwich? Grilled cheese, is that a sandwich?
Oh, good point.
Aha.
It is made from dairy.
Right back at you.
You Jon Stewarted me. You fucking turned me into Ted Cruz. Motherfucker. Yeah, no, grilled cheese is a sandwich for sure.
Yeah. See, I think if you had a hamburger is a sandwich, I think.
Hamburger, I say, is a sandwich, yeah.
But a hot dog, it's one piece of bread.
Are you getting hung up on this one piece of bread thing? I don't think that's a problem.
So, yeah, you're right. Because if you take one slice of bread, put cheese on it, and fold it in half, is that a sandwich? That's a sandwich, right?
Yeah, that's still a sandwich.
I don't know. Because I think technically you need two pieces of bread for it to be a sandwich. Just like in the dating world, a sandwich is two people and one person in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
A sandwich isn't one person wrapped around a second person.
That's true.
Folded over a second person.
Yeah,
you'd have to have three components: two pieces of bread and whatever the middle is.
Like a gyro. A gyro's only got one piece of bread.
Not a sandwich.
You don't think a gyro is a sandwich?
It's its own animal. It's a gyro. Like a taco. Taco is not a sandwich. That's one piece of bread.
Is tortilla bread, though?
Yeah. Oh, unless it's like corn tortilla. If it's a flour tortilla, it's bread.
Good point. And I also think bread, technically, we have to rise a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But there's unleavened bread. That doesn't rise. Is a cracker bread.
Is a lobster roll a sandwich? Excellent question, everybody.
No, it's a roll.
Lisa. That's true. It's a roll.
I don't know. I think, again, if I took two hot dog buns, open them up, and put a bunch of hot dogs in it, that'd be a sandwich. But if I have one bun and one hot dog.
No, I'm going to blow a hole in your theory now. Because if I have a hot dog bun and I just tear it, now I have two pieces of bread.
It's all the same. It's one piece of bread. You just tore it in half.
All the bread is torn in half to make a sandwich. That's bullshit.
I don't know. That's true.
We don't have time.
That's true. That's true. If you take a bun, or a hero and you slice it in half.
Slice it in half.
That's still one. Yeah, it's one bread sliced in half.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Can I hit the outro music and we'll go out on
you
this?
You could hit it.
We'll debate this. We'll leave it in everybody's brain over the weekend. See what's what.
Here's the real question. Does it matter?
Yes, it does to me.
Okay.
As a society, I think we have to figure this out before we can figure out all our other challenging issues.
If you're opening a sandwich shop, can you include hot dogs? Maybe. I don't know.
Is a hoagie a sandwich? No, that's a hoagie.
What?
Yeah,
a hoagie's a sandwich. It's
hoagie.
a hero.
You gotta say it like this though. Hoagie.
Hoagie. Depending on the part of your country, it's a hero. It's a hoagie. It's a grinder.
I don't like that grinder shit. Those Connecticut people. I don't like giving them too much leeway. You know what I'm saying? Fucking drive-through state. PB&J is still a sandwich. Very true.
That's true.
Excellent point, Robin.
Gary has his soup a sandwich. Soup's not a meal. You're supposed to buy me a meal.
All right, that's it for us. Visit the merch store. Get some Jumpstart Coffee Company. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Show me potato salad.